storage software group. Of course, I work for Sun Microsystems, and this is the SDC 2007 conference. The reason that I wanted to talk today about a Solaris CN storage boot server is to kind of leverage what the current Open Solaris storage operating system has for capabilities in it. And one of the key diagrams that has actually showed up both internally within Sun and what we've actually put out on opensolaris.org is this picture. And it's been changed, and it has a couple of different, there's different versions of it that are out there. Some have a lot more color. This one's the internal version. The key thing that I wanted to mention about what would you want to build a boot server for is that if you have data that you need to serve out to your clients, there's lots of things that you can do for it. And some of those things are, do you want to do things, along the line of, iSCSI type, data services that you want to provide, object storage devices, Honeycomb, the various things that we have across the top. These are all different data services. So as a client operating system decides to boot up and connect into a storage platform, not only can it get block data services, which most of them need to actually complete boot, but then once they're up and running, they might want to have data access for their files through NFS, through CIFS, and the other technologies that Sun has. And we have lots of little building blocks in here, and you can construct them in various ways. I'm going to kind of go over some of them that I think are very important in looking at the boot server and what you want to leverage inside of the Open Solaris storage operating system. The CN Target Mode boot server that is available as a collection of storage software is today, it's on Open Solaris. It runs on Spark. It runs on x64 and x86 platforms. For storage connectivity, we support fiber channel HBAs, network fiber channel HBAs, and these are things for so Open Solaris itself can be fiber channel attached to physical storage that's out in both the SAN, that is, either some type of fiber channel SAN, being just a loop, or fiber channel arbitrator loop, or a SAN that's also zoned with lots of different storage. But that storage can also end up being presented to other hosts as fiber channel storage. So you can consider that a Solaris storage device can consolidate many different types of back-end storage and present them to your entire client base of fiber channel storage. Through, so that's fiber channel SANs. Through the network HBAs, Open Solaris supports the ability to create IP SANs. Yes? Yes, they can. So the single so the HBAs that we support for those companies, specifically QLogic is a key company that we're working with to make sure that they can concurrently support both being an initiator and a target at the same time. And this really comes down to resources on the HBA, and that's not my area of expertise. And actually, specifically to these slides decks, fiber channel is not my expertise. Actually, iSCSI is what I do. But I do know about the fiber channel stuff because that's part of the overall organization. But you really have to have a fiber channel capable HBA that can support both being an initiator and a target at the same time. If not, then you have to actually have both initiators and targets HBAs. Well, it's very different. I mean, being an initiator and being a target are two different aspects, right? When you think of you buy a storage controller from someone, right? That storage controller presents one set of HBAs, one set of WWNs to the world, and people look at that. If you're so that's if you're a target storage thing. So Solaris can become a target, and it can present one set of WWNs for those ports in which it's also a target. When it becomes an initiator, it actually creates another complete set of WWNs because those are things that it wants to talk to other storage. So you kind of have to abstract a little bit and say, I'm taking and removing my storage controller, for example, and I'm replacing with an operating system, and that operating system just happens to be called Solaris, right? Because when you buy a storage controller from the vendors that do sell storage controllers, you don't really know what's in there for an operating system and all the technology that's in there. And that's what this kind of presentation was talking about, is within Solaris as a storage platform, we have all of that technology. We're just letting you know that it's Solaris versus some VxWorks or some other